Good afternoon. Welcome to Miller Center's 2019 GSBI Investor Showcase. We are also joined by people on live stream, including Cassandra, who is out on maternity leave, about to bring the newest social entrepreneur into the world. Hi, Cassandra. And Cassandra, you will be not surprised, but delighted to know that the team at Miller Center has been doing a phenomenal job. Please, everyone, join me in thanking the Miller Center staff for offering these incredible accelerator programs to social entrepreneurs. Thank you, team. In the Jesuit tradition, Santa Clara University is devoted to creating a more just, humane, and sustainable world. Borrowing language from St. Ignatius of Loyola, we need as many as possible of the very best. And for Miller Center, that means one thing: social entrepreneurs. Since our first accelerator program in 2003, we have accelerated more than 1,000 social enterprises, delivering goods and services in 100 countries around the world that improve people's lives. Things like clean energy, safe drinking water, housing, healthcare, education, dignified livelihoods, sustainable agriculture. These 1,000 social enterprises have collectively improved, transformed, or saved the lives of more than 400 million people living in poverty. That's more than the population of the United States. And what an incredible journey to impact. But behind these impressive metrics, there are stories. Many, many stories. And each story provides a line of sight to social justice. A line of sight to pathways out of poverty. A line of sight to agency for the impoverished. Lines of sight to women's economic empowerment, a line of sight to achieving the United Nations 17 Sustainable Development Goals, a line of sight to making real the self-evident truth in the preamble to our Declaration of Independence that all men, and I would add women, are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. A line of sight to the 4 universal apostolic preferences promulgated by Father General of the Society of Jesus, Arturo Sosa. A restoration of dignity to the marginalized, the vulnerable, the outcast, the poor. A hope-filled future for the young. Care for our common home, planet Earth. Yes, these are heroic ambitions. But in the Ignatian spiritual tradition, we ask, what more can we do for others? Based on the success of last year's pioneering social entrepreneurship at the Margins Accelerator program, we will soon select a second cohort of social enterprises serving or led by refugees, migrants, and human trafficking survivors. Recognizing that economic disparities in the United States are wide and deep and deepening, we are partnering with Catholic Charities to offer a program we call Pathways Out of Poverty for social enterprises serving the impoverished and vulnerable here in the United States. And also in the United States, we are partnering with Innovation Works to help them adapt and adopt Miller Center methodologies to incubate and accelerate social enterprises that create sustainable neighborhood economies in Baltimore. But wait, there's more. Because we always ask, what more can we do? In our ambitious Catholic Action for Social Entrepreneurship initiative, we are accompanying congregations of Catholic sisters as they embrace entrepreneurial principles to make their social ministries more sustainable and provide dignified livelihoods to the youth and women in communities they serve. And understanding that the journey to impact is long, We are offering a program to alumni of our GSBI programs that helps them continue their journey to impact with continued accompaniment by our mentors. The theme of our 2019 annual report, as you have probably inferred, is Journey to Impact. And these are heroic ambitions that we have, but we are fortunate to have many companions on the journey with us. Foremost among these are the over 250 mentors from Silicon Valley and elsewhere in the world who accompany the social enterprises through a structured curriculum as they discern a pathway to growth. These mentors embody what Santa Clara University refers to as women and men for others. Can you please join me in thanking all the mentors, and can all the mentors here please stand? Mentors? Come on, John. Interdisciplinary teams of students also help us accelerate social enterprises by conducting action research that adds real value to the social enterprises through our Global Social Benefit Fellowship. 18 fellows. Fellows, can you please stand? I think they're all in the back there. Thank you. 18 fellows have just returned from 8 weeks in the field conducting research for social enterprises in Ghana, India, Kenya, Uganda, Rwanda, Tanzania, and Baltimore. These are the kinds of leaders of competence, conscience, and compassion that make Santa Clara University distinctive. Now, importantly, we offer accelerator programs to social entrepreneurs at no charge, and for students selected for the fellowship, we don't charge them anything either. And we are able to do that, to offer the world-class programs, because of the generosity of our donors. We are deeply grateful to you for joining us on this incredible journey to impact. Thank you. I make, and I know the team makes, one promise to you. We will do our absolute best to maximize what we call your impact return on investment. Whether that investment is your time, your talent, or your treasure, or ideally all three, we will do our best to ensure you get the maximum return on that. So, in March, my colleagues Keith and Pamela and I were returning from conducting a workshop for 35 sisters from 11 congregations in Nairobi to help them understand social entrepreneurship. And on the way back, the Secretary General, I'm not making this up, of the Association of Consecrated Women in East and Central Africa sent me a note. And Sister Annalise wrote, "You have planted a seed that will last. You have planted a seed that will last." In just a few minutes, you will hear stories from each of the 17 social enterprises in this cohort. You will hear their lines of sight to social justice. And my hope for you today is that that will plant a seed that will last for you, and that you will nurture the seedlings that emerge into a glorious garden of social entrepreneurship and social justice. Please join me in welcoming Karen Runde to the stage to continue on this journey to impact and to meet all the social entrepreneurs. Thank you for joining us.
Whew. All right. Well, thank you, Thane. And hello, good afternoon, everyone. Wow, what a wonderful audience all of you are. I see a lot of new faces. I see a lot of faces that I recognize. But above all, I see faces that have nothing but the best intentions here, and you're all so welcoming. So thank you for that. We're so honored that all of you have journeyed here today to Santa Clara to listen to the stories of our 17 entrepreneurs. And here they are. What a good-looking group, right? But don't be fooled by this funny photo. These women and men have been working so hard. They've certainly been on a journey with GSBI. Since being selected into our accelerator back in January, they've worked for months on our online curriculum, met weekly with their mentors before coming here to Santa Clara for 7 days in residence. These past few days, I've seen them work tirelessly as they got grilled by our tough but loving panelists through review sessions, all with the goal to refine their business and impact models and to make their pathways to scale a reality. As Thane mentioned, there's a running theme of a journey today, if you haven't guessed already, specifically the case of a journey to impact. This journey is enabled by all of you, our mentors, students, partners, donors, and impact investors. In this first half of the showcase, we'll take you on a journey that our entrepreneurs are doing for creating gender equality and human rights by giving women dignity and agency over their own lives in places like Kenya, India, and Pakistan. You'll learn of ways to stop preventable neonatal deaths in low-income areas. Then, we'll take a journey to impact in places like Jordan and Peru, and even here in our own backyard in the US, to learn about innovative models for providing access to education for youth and children.